Hello everyone and welcome to Good Morning Greece, a podcast mini-series produced by Pangolin, the conservation podcast. I'm your host, Jack Baker, and today and for the whole of this week, we are going to be doing things a little bit differently. That's right, opposed to our normal kind of in-studio sessions where I'll be sat down with a guest. This week, I'm going to be going on a walk every day along the beaches of sunny Zakynthos, where I am going to be telling you all about some of the strange, unusual, interesting conservation stories of a country that I love so much, Greece. I have always loved Greece ever since I first visited, and I've been lucky to visit a few times now. I've just fallen more and more in love with this country every single time I've been here. And so I thought, what better way to kind of really solidify that love than do what I do, I think, best, and that is podcasting. So every day this week, as I say, we're going to talk about some of the different conservation stories of Greece, and I hope you enjoy. What's going to be a little bit different about this is going to be recorded kind of on the fly every day. So if you have any thoughts, you can also tweet or Instagram message or do whatever you want and reach out to me and say, oh, Jack, I'd like you to cover this, or I have this question, or whatever it is, because I'll be recording them every day. So hopefully, if you have any interesting topics or questions, I'll be able to cover them in quite a responsive manner. So yes, if you want to do that, please do that. Now, with all of that out of the way, this is kind of the first episode, and so what I thought I would do is something a bit kind of easy, a bit kind of fun, a bit kind of silly, and that is my top 5 ecotourism tips. Ecotourism, for anyone who doesn't know, is essentially practicing good environmental practices when you go on holiday, when you go abroad, when you go even just somewhere else in your own country. Just practicing these kind of good, healthy, responsible kind of things that you do probably all the time at home, but making sure you carry them on holiday with you as well. I'm going to do my top 5. So strange. Normally there'd be like a little jingle here, but there isn't. It's just me. So number 1 is, before you go somewhere, before you even set a foot out the door to go on your holidays, you want to make sure and do your research. Learn about some of the local practices and things about the place that you're going. You want to make sure and kind of do your research. And this won't kind of just help you form a connection to somewhere before you go. It'll also help you to be a more eco kind of citizen, a more helpful kind of productive citizen, because when you get there, you'll know not to kind of go to certain areas, for example, or kind of protect certain things or be very mindful of certain plants or animals. So here in Greece, for example, using the beach that I'm standing on even, this beach is actually used by a lot of loggerhead turtles for their nesting sites. So what you want to make sure and do is know that, so that you're not coming along in wrong hours of the day, disturbing the turtles that are nesting, or kind of disturbing the eggs once they've been laid. So something really, really important. So yeah, that's kind of my tip number 1. Do your research, form those connections, and learn the information. Tip number 2, something a little bit different. Once you arrive on your holiday, I suppose even before, when you're booking your hotel, make sure and support eco-friendly businesses. So what you want to make sure and do is only support businesses that are supporting the environment. I was really appreciative actually when we arrived. I didn't know this. The website that we booked our hotel with said that they were very eco-friendly. And when we got here, they were putting their money where their mouth is. There were big signs up all over the hotel saying we have birds that nest in the rafters. We understand that this can produce poo, basically, but we're going to do our best to keep it clean. And please just respect the birds, don't destroy the nests, and because we don't either, we like to have them there, and we want to protect them. And I think that's a really nice kind of thing to do. Big fan of that, and I think something so important. And that comes to other things as well. So like if you're going on a boat trip, for example, and they promise to kind of, we'll get you this close to the turtles and you'll be able to touch them and you'll do this and you do that. Probably not the most ethical trip. So make sure and support only the ones that do good things. Now, tip number 3, for me personally, is what is it? This is the thing. No script. I'm going off piece. Number 3 is don't be wasteful. So when you go to your hotel or wherever it is that you're going, you want to make sure and not pile on food or whatever it is onto your plate just because it's there. Don't use up all the toiletries just because they're there. Don't use up all the plastic bottles just because they're there. If you wouldn't do it at home and you wouldn't stuff yourself full of food every morning and you wouldn't waste all this shampoo and soap at home, why do it while you're on holiday? These things all add up. So try and make sure and don't do that. As much as it might be fun to be on holiday, we don't want to be wasteful and silly about what we're doing. We want to make sure and be respectful of the environment. And I know it can be tempting when there's like a free breakfast buffet or whatever it is. You kind of want to make sure and get the most for your money, but try and restrain yourself just a little bit if you're like leaving piles of food on your plate or whatever it is, and that's just going in the bin. Don't do that. Just make sure and be careful and clever about what you're doing. Tip number 4 is about just before you go home. So, gosh, we're really firing through these. Tip number 4 is about just before you go home. What you want to do is, if you're buying gifts for your friends, your family, your granddad, whoever it is, make sure and buy gifts from sustainably produced sources. You want to make sure and only kind of purchase things that seem to be ethically sound and are ethically sound, but it can be really hard to determine that sometimes. So if you're doing your best and just kind of looking for things that seem ethically sound, that would be good. You don't want to be buying things like shells or things that are dried out kind of seahorses or anything like that. Make sure and stick to things that are kind of more ethical products. Now, I know that can be hard to do, but it's one of those things that if you look at something on a stall in a market or on a shelf, wherever it is, you want to make sure and only pick up the things that feel right to you. Don't pick up, if something feels wrong, it probably is wrong, is basically what I'm saying. So make sure and be clever and careful about that too. My final tip then, of them all, is to leave only footsteps. This is something that's said so commonly, but it's something that is really, really, really important. You want to make sure and leave only footsteps. When you leave a country, when you leave a mountainside or a beach or whatever it is, you want to make sure that the only traces of you that have been there are your footsteps. If you've taken a picnic, take all your rubbish away with you. If you've taken a water bottle with you because you've gone for a run, take that away with you. Recycle it if it's a plastic one. And just make sure that you are kind of, being respectful of the environment that you're in and everything that is round about you. And just because you are leaving somewhere doesn't mean you will be leaving with nothing. If you don't carve your name into a tree or whatever it is, you'll be leaving with all the fabulous, fantastic, beautiful memories that you've made. So make sure and just kind of, leave only footsteps. It got very deep there for a second, but there you go. And those are my top 5 ecotourism tips. Let's see if I can remember them all. Before you go, do your research. Then support eco-friendly businesses, hotels and experiences. Make sure to not be wasteful when you get to your hotel or wherever it is that you're staying. Only use the things that you need to. Only buy souvenirs before you go home that are from ethically sourced businesses. And then when you leave, make sure and leave only footsteps. All really, really important facts. Now, I don't want this to seem too much like a lecture. I'm on my holidays. I don't want to be lecturing anyone. So even if you can do 1 or 2 of these things, that can make such a huge difference. So just be aware that kind of you don't have to do them all. You don't have to be perfect right at the bat. But even making the effort is doing a whole lot more than a lot of people. And you're making a huge difference by even trying to do it. So please do that. That brings us to the end. The sun is now rising over the mountains here. It's beautiful. I'm sure you've heard the waves in the background. And it's just the most fabulous, wonderful place. And so I should probably go and enjoy it a little bit more. But before I do, I just want to say a massive thank you for you all for tuning in, for supporting this little project of mine. Let me know what you like, let me know what you dislike, let me know what you want me to cover by following us at Pangolin Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You can also subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out on these. I'm going to be doing them daily. They'll be shorter, 5 to 10 minutes of just me chatting away. So subscribe if you like them. Listen every day on your lunch break, whatever you're doing. And yes, I really hope you enjoy. And yes, until next time, Goodbye, Greece. Sorry, I had to go back to the cheesy outros. Bye.